So it's about 10 o'clock right now, and I already got my workout on this morning, hit some arms, had a protein shake, and now I'm going to have some butter noodles. And the protein shake that I did have was this Serious Mass. Hopefully you guys can see it. So I had a half a serving of that. Next item on the agenda, this Cliff Bar. Then I'm going to be going to get my hair cut. Might stop at GNC and get some Quest bars. And that brings up a topic. If you guys buy your supplements at GNC, please look online for the exact same supplements you buy on Amazon, Google, Tiger Fitness, some sort of site, because I guarantee, if you don't already know, you can find it for much, much cheaper than what GNC basically charges. It's very overpriced. I know they have like a rewards program, but even that is very overpriced. But if you are in a pinch, I know, and I've heard, I've never done this myself, so don't take my word for it, but I've heard they do price match. So if you are looking for something in a pinch, you don't want to wait for the shipping, because I know that's why a lot of people do not like GNC, or excuse me, that's why a lot of people do not like ordering online, because it takes so long compared to GNC getting it right away. Please just do your research. You're gonna end up spending a lot more money than you need to. So about to go get the haircut. What's going on, guys? Just got back from GNC and getting my haircut. Hold on, 1 second. Hold on. You can see, I don't know, it's horrible lighting right now. I don't know if you can tell, but I got my haircut and I'm trimming the sides down short, trying to grow off the top a little bit instead of just rocking the traditional buzz. But who cares about that? About to show you guys this Quest bars I got and talk about water. Water, guys, is very, very important. If you guys are cutting, this is a good way to kind of hold off your appetite and just be able to kind of not be thinking about food so much all the time. And I say this because a lot of people I know do not drink enough water, and a lot of times, guys, that can be a problem solver for a lot of people's issues. Just being constipated, you can drink a lot more water. Obviously fiber, which I love Quest bars for, 14 grams of fiber per, which fiber I would recommend 10 grams of fiber per 1,000 calories you get. And I digress though. Water can help you as well stop being so constipated. You're going to be able to move your digestive system along better than if you didn't. So drink enough water, make sure you guys stay hydrated. You'll feel more awake. A lot of times right away in the morning I'll drink a ton of water. I know a lot of people do that, but that is something that helps me curb my appetite, because I'm always starving right away in the morning. And it's not that I'm cutting or anything right now, but I just don't have the time to make a breakfast instantly. So drinking a little bit of water, making sure I'm hydrated to start the day is a great way to start. And just one tip I had. So I'm probably gonna have one of these at some point today. My dad just grilled up a bunch of chicken and I think pork chops, so gonna have some of those too. I'll show you guys that in a second. And this is typically what I like to do, guys. This is all full of chicken breast, seasoned with just some lemon pepper, some actual pepper I believe, and then just a little bit of salt, and I think that's it. And he just grills these up. These are the chicken tenderloins. You can buy them for a pack. They're pretty cheap, but this is typically what I do. This whole thing's filled with it, so I'll usually have about 6 ounces or so at a time, and I pretty much just guesstimate, guys. I'm really just looking at it and just kind of guesstimating. I'm not overly thinking about this, especially during my bulk. I'm just making sure that I'm guesstimating lower than it actually would be, just simply so I'm getting more than I need. And if you were in a cut, you'd probably want to do it the opposite, but I would recommend probably weighing it out to be as accurate as possible if you're trying to be that accurate, especially in a prep or something for a bodybuilding show, what have you. So this is filled with chicken and this is filled with pork chops. So this is something that you guys can do too. I know a lot of people don't like actually meal prepping, but this is my form of meal prepping. I'll just make a bunch of meat and then I'll grab out of the freezer whenever I'm trying to make a meal, like some broccoli, and I'll steam this up really quickly, or I'll grab some rice, or I'll make like a chicken stir fry with some mixed veggies. So basically guys, what I'm trying to say is you don't have to overcomplicate meal prepping. Really make it simplistic as possible. Make it with the foods you like, and really the only things that I meal prep so they're ready to go is my meats. And other than that, I'm really not making anything the day before or anything like that. I make instant rice when I make it, and otherwise I'm pretty much just eating when I need to. So like I said guys, don't overcomplicate it. I'm guessing this is around 6 to 8 ounces or so, but like I said guys, don't overthink it. Basically what I'm gonna do is I'll put this in the microwave, and I'm just gonna have this as a simple meal. I'm not one who eats a lot at a time. That's not because I think that's gonna make me gain more muscle than another way of eating. That's just because I don't like eating a lot at once. So I hope that makes sense guys. This isn't some strategic plan that I have to only eat my protein at once and then eat my carbs later, etc. It's really just because I like eating, not necessarily the biggest amount of meals, as you can see, and kind of eating more throughout the day. So do what works best for you guys. If you eat 3 big meals, 2 big meals even, and just have protein shakes, or you don't even do anything else other than that, do what works for you. If you're hitting the macros at the end of the day guys, you're doing just fine. Don't worry about it, and don't stress little things like meal timing. One more thing guys, I'm actually gonna take this out before I put it in the microwave, because anything plastic that gets like warmed up or hot, like bowls, like stuff like a bowl like this or a bowl like this, like not a ceramic bowl, don't put that in the microwave with like things that you see like BPA free. BPA's in a lot of those stuff, so I'm not trying to be like super like overly overkill with like watching out for your health, but that's not good for you. Just saying. So I know I kind of told you guys earlier that I don't really track my macros currently, and that is definitely true. I really just focus on my protein and just staying in a surplus. But I thought that since I was doing a full day of eating for you guys today, I would kind of input and use a guesstimation method for tracking and show you guys how you can do it. So as you can see, I don't really care too much. I put everything in the breakfast menu, or category I should say. And I'm sorry if this is not focusing very well guys, but I'm going to do my best. Basically, you can see at the top I've had approximately 2,700 calories today, and my goal is, as you can see, is 4,000, but I really don't focus on that too much guys. I really focus on these numbers. So I'm focusing on my fats, my fiber, my carbs, and my protein. So as you can see, this is a little bit outdated, but I weigh about 158 pounds right now, so I'm shooting for about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Right on there with that. I shoot for about 400 to about 450, 500 carbs daily. And like I said guys, I'm doing pretty well on my fiber. Shoot for about 10 grams of fiber per 1,000 calories, so I'm doing just fine on that. And then my fat is very low today. So seeing that I still have a decent amount of fat, because my range is about 50 to 70 for my bulk, and if I'm under that I'm not too stressed, but that does show me that I have room to input something down here like ice cream or candy bar or something like that. So hopefully that makes sense guys, but basically I just wanted to show you that just because all of these inputs are guesstimated, I really just kind of used the best of my abilities to guesstimate and make sure that I am near where I'm wanting to be. So just take this as kind of a lesson that you don't need a scale. I don't own a food scale, never have, and I'm sure if I do prep for a competition or do something of that nature, really take a serious focus in on a cut, I will purchase a scale. But with that being said, right now guys, I'm not going to be that strict when it comes to my bulk, because I don't want to go insane. So hope that makes sense guys. Gonna finish up the night with a protein shake, and I will show you guys that. And it's gonna be like overlaid this and all cool. And I'm gonna be talking in the background because that's the power of editing. But I'm gonna be making that, and then I'm gonna be probably not having anything else. Maybe a couple brownies that I'll also show you guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed this full day of eating. And I can do a lot more of them if you guys want. So please like the video if you would like that. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for watching.
For the 4th time, and he's here for his fantastic seminar, The Winning Attitude. Throughout the weekend, he'll be showcasing his line in addition to taking your questions at his fantastic seminar. During this presentation, Jay discusses the mental and physical training that led to his recent championship, as well as taking the audience back in time to his early roots in the sport. His inspirational story of success is
welcome. How's everyone today? It's a great honor to be back here, and a great pleasure to see all my fans of California. This is the kickoff fitness expo of the year to a long season for me. And I was here last year, and I've been here quite a few years, but last year with the same experience, having my own clothing booth, and of course seeing the fans. And I want to thank you guys all for coming out once again, seeing a lot of new faces, seeing a lot of faces that I've seen in the past, and I do appreciate that support, and coming out here and listening to me talk for the, I don't know how many years I've been here. You guys probably been here along the way, some of you guys. So what I want to try to talk about a little bit today is my background and how I began training as a professional bodybuilder, and kind of like my upbringing, which gave me the drive and the discipline to be who I am today. And of course, Mr. Olympia winner, which has been a huge experience and something that really was somewhat expected and somewhat unexpected along the way. So a lot of you guys know I'm from Massachusetts, central Massachusetts. We got someone from Massachusetts here? We like the West Coast now better. The weather's a lot better out here. I moved actually to the West Coast in 1999. I was in California, then I'm basically in Las Vegas at this point. But I grew up on a 175-acre farm in Sterling, Massachusetts. I was the youngest of 7 kids, and I'm still the biggest in my family out of those children. So that's I got 3 brothers and 3 sisters. And, you know, day-to-day activities, since I was very, very young, I had to work on the farm. I had to bale hay, I had to chop wood, and I had to feed a lot of different animals. And I was up early in the morning before I went to school. And, of course, after school, weekends and vacations were spent working. And as I progressed, my brothers actually got into a concrete business, and that's where I really started building my physique the most, because I was picking up a lot of the forms that mold concrete, and I think I started doing that about 10 years old, and I was able to start actually becoming fit that way. I really never lifted weights, and everyone always thought I was a lot older than I was. You know, I was 12, 13 years old, and everyone thought I was 18 years old because of my physique. And I think the first time I picked up a bodybuilding magazine, I was 12 years old. My sister's boyfriend had an old Muscle Builder magazine, and there are pictures of Chris Dickerson, who was a former Mr. Olympia champion, in there, and he showed me these pictures, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. I never knew the body could look like that. So as I started sifting through the magazines, I went through a stack of magazines and slowly started to read and learn what bodybuilding was all about. And I think really at 12 years old, I said I want to be a bodybuilder, which is kind of a young age, and especially for me, because I grew up working. I played sports in high school as a football player, and I ran track. And for me, I didn't have time to go to the gym because I was working so much, and I was being taught family values of that. I mean, I had to get up. My father used to drag me out of bed in the morning, which, I hated him for that because I used to, stay up late at night, and then I have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and do chores before I went to school every day. And as, I went into high school and got into sports a little bit, I didn't have to work as much. But I really decided that I was going to commit myself to actually lifting weights when I joined the gym my 18th birthday. I graduated high school, and in that summer, I saved up enough money to go join my local Gold's Gym. It was a $300 membership, and that was when I began my bodybuilding quest to become, something that I wanted to be better than anyone that ever came out of the sport of bodybuilding. I wanted to be, the best bodybuilder in the world at that point. So as I started training, I gained about 50 pounds my first year of training, and slowly worked my way through the ranks, competing. I was the best teenager at 19. I won the Teenage Nationals, of course. Only competed 3 or 4 times before I earned my professional card in 1996 at the Nationals. But really, I think what prepared me for the quest that I was about to do is the discipline and the hard work I was taught as a child, and working on that farm, which I hated every day. But at the time, it was really building my character, and it taught me a lot about values of hard work, which you guys know that are involved in fitness and bodybuilding, whatever it be, weightlifting. It takes a lot of dedication, a lot of commitment, and you have to sacrifice a lot. And I used to be really, really frustrated when, I'd have school break, and I would spend the whole time working and not being able to enjoy the things when everyone else was going on vacation. I was at home working or working in my brother's business. But I was able to save a lot of money that way. I kept myself out of trouble. I never really got in trouble too much as a child, but it really, really taught me that discipline that I needed when I first started to get into bodybuilding. And I kind of really didn't have a path on which I was following. I kind of just read the magazines. And it wasn't like today where you have the internet, where you can follow a lot of things on the internet. There was no internet at that time, so I just looked at magazines and sat in libraries and read books on fitness and a lot of nutrition things, and I slowly learned that way how to develop my physique, and slowly began to brand myself. When I turned professional, I came out with small little mail order T-shirts, and I used to write back and forth to the fans through hand letters. I used to get fan mail to my P.O. box, and I'd write back and forth to fans, in the United States and all over Europe, and I never realized how big the European market actually was. You guys think it's big over here. It's crazy, actually, what it's like in Europe. I mean, the fans come out like almost double in the United States because they don't get to see a lot of bodybuilders as much. They're not real keen on the nutrition and all the training aspects that we have here in the United States. So as those letters started to pile in, I built a pretty solid fan base, and I started offering 8x10 photos and different merchandise. I did baseball hats and just basically T-shirts just to get people, kind of behind me and kind of root for me when it came time to compete. And I started building what now is the Jay Cutler brand, which has merged into many different things. But what you guys see today is much more than what I really started at. Like I said, it was a small, handwritten mail order business. And now, of course, through the internet, you have the websites, and, I'm pushing a clothing line now. I have virtual training that I launched this year, videos, DVDs, which, really weren't real popular back then. That we had VHS videotapes. Nowadays, we get DVDs, of course, and you can learn so many different things, and I never had these kind of things when I was coming up through the roots, which, now I really like to offer the fans a lot more than what I was able to receive back then and try to learn from. And, along that way, you learn different things, and you, of course, make mistakes, but I think most important to me, when I look back on my career and I say, okay, what did I learn and what did I lose? It's building the Jay Cutler name through the fan relationships, and that's really what I've tried to do along the way is I've always tried to treat my fans at the level that I'm at and really never got too far ahead of myself. And I never really thought in the very beginning that it'd be a multiple Mr. Olympia winner. I mean, of course your goal is to win the Mr. Olympia and become the best in the world, but it's so far beyond your reach at that point, you know, starting as a teenager. And it's just funny because nowadays people come up to me and they say, wow, Jay, you're huge, and you know, how long you've been training for. And now, I mean, it's almost scary to say, and people ask me today, like, how long you've been working out for? I say 19 years, and I'm like, wow, I'm getting really old now, you know. It's, I'm used to seeing, you know, I remember when I was saying, you know, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, and I think they're having some speaker problems here. You know, it's just, the years go by so quickly, and it seems like as a bodybuilder, you kind of push things ahead because of all the competitions you compete in. And, you know, a lot of people ask me, what is it like to train, you know, at your level for a bodybuilding competition? And really, all you guys that are competitive, it's on the exact same level. Of course, you know, we have to make a living at what we do, but we live the same lifestyle day in, day out. I mean, I'm a creature of habit. You know, I eat, sleep, and train, breathe bodybuilding. Of course, the only thing that differs in my life is the business aspect of having these personal appearances, running a business of bodybuilding, you know, booking different sponsorships and really having commitments as you build your name and build your brand. That I think, you know, is a lot of people say, well, how do you start? And how do I get sponsorship? And you know, I'm not good enough to do this or do that. But, you know, I wasn't that great either. I mean, I was touted as, you know, a future star possibly, but, you know, unless you really work hard for it, you know you're not going to achieve anything. So I took my chances. I mean, it's kind of like rolling the dice, and, you know, I just had to basically, you know, start off from the bottom and work my way up, and slowly I moved up. You guys remember, some of you that follow bodybuilding, at my first Mr. Olympia, I was second to last place. You know, I was 14 out of 15. And, you know, of course, the next year I moved up to 8th, and then I was second and really never looked back, being second and first, you know, losing the title, winning it back. The things you learn over those years is, you know, anything can happen at any time, and you have to prepare yourself for that, not only physically but mentally. And I think that's the hardest part about bodybuilding is the mental issue. You have to really have that mental attitude, that winning attitude, that even in failure, you know, you have to be able to step forward, and you have to be able to reach different goals in different ways and be able to revamp things. And, you know, you only realize that through losing things and gaining things. So I've used, you know, different steps in my career where in the beginning, like I said, I wanted to be the best teenager at 19, and I was able to do that. Then I moved into the men's division, and really my focus was trying to be financially secure as a professional bodybuilder. I knew it would take some time possibly to win a pro show, so a few years later I won, you know, my first pro show, and then, you know, my next step was, you know, of course, to compete in shows that I could possibly place and move up and keep building the Jay Cutler name and build that fan base. And, you know, I've been one of the fortunate ones where I've been around so long now. I think my fan base has grown so much, but it really gives me a big drive at this point to have that many people backing you up. When I walk on the Olympia stage, I mean, it's amazing when I walk out and, you know, the place blows up for you because you have so many fans there. I mean, it makes you just, that's what really drives me to compete at the Mr. Olympias. You know, you think about that when you train, and I think about standing here in front of you guys and speaking today. I think about when I'll go to the Arnold Classic and I'll have a lineup for 3 hours long of people that want to, you know, autograph or take a picture. And to me, that's what drives me at this point. I mean, I've already achieved the pinnacle of my bodybuilding career. I mean, I've won the Mr. Olympia, you know, 2 times, lost it once, came back, won 2 more. You know, this year I'm going to head into my, you know, attempt at a 5th Mr. Olympia title in September and try to go back into the record books and be, you know, the only 5-time winner there is. As, you know, right now I'm the only 4-time winner. So I think it's, I have a tough road ahead of me.
is a burrito technically like
I mean,
a sandwich?
see, there's ways to modify everything that you already love, such as in a burrito, you could just remove the tortilla and just have it as like a bean salad with a little bit of brown rice. So it's not about taking away what you love, it's really about just reformatting it to be healthier for you.
You can't pick up the burrito's so simple and like.
It's easy, just use a fork, it's no problem.
Oh my god.
So I guess, to get started, let me assess your level of flexibility. So let's try like some floor work, some stretches and stuff. Cool?
Yeah.
Come on, it's no problem. Come on.
Okay,
Okay. All right. Start with a really, really simple one. Take you down into child's pose and just stretch out your upper thighs and hips. Just sink back down into it. And if it's more comfortable, you can actually open up your legs with your toes still touching and sort of sink down for a deeper hip stretch.
Okay.
And come back up. Are you doing it with me?
Yeah, no, I was just seeing how you did it.
It really, really opens up your hips.
Yeah, so.
Oh, let's try another one. Let's try this. You seem like a strong guy. Let's try. Let's go up into plank. Now, this is really, really good. Now, make sure you keep your elbows close to your body.
Right.
This is great for building those ab muscles. A 1 minute plank is actually equivalent to around 500 sit-ups.
Wow.
So if you can hold a position like this. Now, try to keep your legs and your back straight. You want it to be a straight line from your shoulders down to your toes.
I've heard a lot about this planking thing.
Perfect.
Oh, my friends are
Now, if you dip down a little bit, and then kick your head back and stretch. Come down onto the tops of your feet. You're actually going to go into upward dog. So it's a great way to stretch your back and your neck. And kick your toes under. And come back. Walk yourself up into downward dog. Just sink back as much as you can. Hey, you're doing pretty well. It's not bad, right?
No. It's
Not too bad. You're pretty good. How do you think you are with core strength? Because it's really, really important, obviously.
Is this, I don't know.
Meaning your abs. Your core is the center of your body. It's what supports you. So if you don't have a strong core, you're going to have a weak body.
I guess I don't fall a lot, so.
Well, let's try this. Let me see you do some sit-ups, and let's see how you do. Should be able to do at least 100 in rapid succession, so. It's no problem, you got this. Here,
I think gym class was the last time I did sit-ups.
When was that, like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
You seem young, so.
Long time ago.
Right. You can do it. I'll hold you, you know what? Because this is our first session, I'm going to go ahead and put a little weight on your feet, which will help ground you and make it a little bit easier, so.
Okay. Yeah.
Try putting your hands behind your head. It'll be a little bit easier to help you.
Okay.
So, what's up? I heard from Lexi you're a pretty strong guy and you have a lot of stamina. What's wrong?
Stamina?
Bedroom and such. Sorry, that was inappropriate.
No, I was thinking like basketball, like running, but yeah.
try it yourself? Huh? Do you wanna try it? Yes. No, you broke it. Can't trust you. Okay, we're done. So we can start training. First of all, back have to be straight, and now we go down. Yes, like that. Hold your back. 3, 4, slowly, slowly. There you go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, we're done. Next exercise is going to be you lay down here and we start to train your stomach. Yes, let me hold you legs like that. Yes, yes. 1, 2. Hold your arms. 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's keep going. 1, 2 more times. 2. And the last one. Yep, we got it. Okay, let's go to the next exercise. Now we're gonna stretch your legs. Like last time we did. Yes. Hold your back straight, always. Legs don't go too blind. Yes. And the other one. And yes. Yeah, but do slowly, do slowly. And then slowly go to, and go slowly to the next. You can see now we're gonna relax a little bit and do next exercise. Yes, on this ball. Way down with your back. Put your back here. Up, up. And we remove like a little bit, yes.
Ничего, я думаю, что на следующей тренировке у тебя обязательно все получится.
Ну да, я это получится таким тренером.
Да, давай немножко ложись. Помнишь, какое настоящее упражнение?
У тебя много клиентов?
Достаточно.
А клиенток?
Ну, большинство клиентов. На самом деле, я даже поможет в жизни и в личной жизни.
Simply because it's just empty calories. It's really hard for your body to metabolize, and it's just packed full of sugar and carbs. So I really, really wouldn't suggest it.
What about like, like I get like bread, like I get, you know, and then like, what about like